So the legends from BRM have sent me their latest 512M from 24 Hour Le Mans 1971. We're going to unbox it, take a look at it, and then we're going to put it around our Quick Tracks wood routed track. So before we take BRM's latest 512M for a test run around our Quick Tracks track, let's have a quick look at the box itself and also what you get inside. And before we do, massive thank you to BRM. They have sent this for review and I'm very excited to show it on our channel. And if you are new to BRM, they are 124 in scale and they do have a sister company, which is Revo Slot, which do 132 scale slot cars, which are just as beautiful. Top right-hand corner, we've got our livery design normally, or a picture of something that's going to give away the color of the car. We've got the number, the 512M, and we've got our silhouette here. If you want to check out what the car is, you look on the side, 512M, 24 Hour Le Mans, 1971, car 16, and there is your drivers. But let's crack it open because this is why we're here. We want to see how beautiful this thing is. And if this is one of the first BRM cars that you've seen before, you're in for a treat because it is stunning. So I've already taken it off its plate for a quick view and we'll have a really good look at it. It's missing its rear spoilers, which I'll show you why in a tick, but let's not get too stuck into that yet. What do we get inside? Well, let's take away our display stand. I've already unscrewed it. We do have the most important piece of documentation that I believe every slot car company should put in their boxes or their packaging, and this is it here, the Ferrari 512M 124 scale. Take a look at that beauty, and you can see on this one here we have got the rear twin spoilers affixed, which I'll show you that in a tick, and there is your chassis. But this is what I love about it. Open it up and it blows apart your chassis parts and pieces, shows you where they all go so you get to know your car. I recommend pulling these apart and rebuilding them, and down the bottom there are the two beautiful front and rear of this incredible looking car. And on the rear here you've got a bit of a shopping list: spares, tires, white kits. Yes, we've got some white kits, which is incredible for this car, and white body kits and parts. And there is their spectacular photo, which I think they take some of the best social media photos. So very important piece of kit that. Learn your car, learn what's on it. What else do we have? Just got the screw and grub in there. Let's quickly do the sticker. You get a big size sticker in this 124 scale box. Beautiful. And we've got our decal sheets. We've got the Ferrari. Looks like we've got, is that numbers behind there? And there is your two rear spoilers, which just sit in place. Now for testing, I won't be putting them on, driving them around, but for a bit of a I guess some action shots or some footage at the end, you'll see there's a fix, but I don't want to lose them. So there we go. But let's bring in the star of the show, and I think it's time we take a closer look at the beautiful Ferrari 512M by BRM. So let's take a closer look at this beautiful Ferrari 512M by BRM. And now being red, it might not come up on camera as good as it should. Sometimes red doesn't show too well. It might be brighter than it is, but what a spectacular piece of kit. Now these are becoming almost like model cars, and if you are in the model car world and you've stumbled across this slot car video, this is a slot car. This will drive around your slot car track, 124 in scale, and I tell you what, it's as good as some of the 124 die-cast car model cars out there. So from the front you can see full detail on those lenses. Absolutely love it. Down to, I believe that would be an indicator, correct me if I'm wrong. Of course no active lights on these cars, but the lights are there, or the look of the lights are there. It looks really good. The decal work on this one is incredible. Lots of it, lots and lots and lots. Let's just quickly see if that's a cut in the bonnet. No, it's not. So that's not an open cut on the bonnet. We do have some open gills on the, well, can we say driver side? Yeah, driver and passenger side. So on each side, some filler caps here. And I will get some close-ups and some B-roll, because it is very hard to get this all on camera. Down to the pop rivets. Look at that. Holy moly, it does look good. I think the only thing it's missing on these cars from BRM is opening components, whether it's the boot bonnet or the doors. That would just take it next level. Let's have a quick look at the rims. Some nice gold 5-star rims with a silver center cap, Goodyear tire, very yummy. Down to the back, of course, deeper again. Look how deep that is. Wow, and it sits so nice. like it just covers the Goodyear riding. Let's have a look at the back while we're here. The detail doesn't stop there. Of course, we don't have any active lights. They've got them there in the place just to show the realism. I love all the radiator, back of the gearbox. We've got some supports. Really well done, extremely well done. And look at those fat tires. Whilst we're here, let's have a quick look at that. And then let's go upside down. Let's talk about the chassis. We've got a two-piece chassis here. The rear section here you'll see, and I hope I can do it on camera, will move up and down. You can adjust that slightly. So it is a two-piece chassis. And of course you can see I've been trying to get the screw in and out. And I have been putting this around the track. I do test every car that comes and I have a lot of fun of it. Motor-wise, what are we running? The BRM TRS Evo 25,000 RPM. You'll see it does really well on the wood-routed track. Let's look at the driver. We've got a full figure, I think, in there, do we? Or is he cut off at the, he's cut off at the knees, but a 124 scale figure sitting there holding on. We've got what appears to be a fire extinguisher or similar, really beautiful, but I don't know if I'm gonna get this on camera, and I will try. Look at the top of the engine, see some trumpets in there. Love that, stunning. Straight in there, hope you can see that on camera. Of course, I'll do some B-roll. You will see the rear two spoilers which clip into place. I don't want to lose them, so we won't be putting them around the track with that. Be careful though, on top we do have, is that a, I think, is it a mirror? I'm not too sure. Whatever that is on top, and I have checked it is the right way, that will come off. So be careful. If you do roll the car, that's the first part that will come off. And yes, I have fixed mine already. So just be gentle with that. And of course, I don't want to lose these parts. That's why I don't put them all on. But yes, be careful of the top of that. So there we go. Very stunning car. We are going to run this stock out of the box. So I'm not going to do anything to the tires, not going to change any motors. I'm going to have it nicely set up how it is out of the box. I do recommend tearing these beautiful pieces of art apart, learning your documentation, which we do have here. Pull them apart, rebuild them so you know they're nice and flat. But holy moly, I think it's time for a bit of a montage, and then let's go driving. So let's take BRM's latest masterpiece, the Ferrari 512M, for a spin around our Quick Tracks track. I'm on Orange Lane, we're running 13 volts. I'm running the SCP2 bi-slotted on the Orange Lane for a controller. So let's go for a bit of a siding lap. Now keep in mind, no tyre truing. We have cleaned the tyres with some tape. We've done nothing to modify the chassis. It is box fresh. This is how I like to review the cars, and it is going to be quick. Now, just for a little bit of background on where I am at the moment, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and it's around about 2 degrees in the shed, so the track is going to be very cold. So you're probably going to hear it wheel spinning and trying to do burnouts all the way around the track. And so far, it's handling pretty well. Remember, no magnets, so that the arse wants to kick out, as you can see around some of these corners. It does want to get a little bit dancey. But if the track was a little bit warmer, would have a little bit more grip. But really nice car. The power puts down effortlessly. Can I get that out today? My lips are frozen. Let's just do a lap, and let's just listen to this beautiful motor scream. So that's the Orange Lane. Now, I'm gonna try, let's just turn down the voltage just to see if we can get rid of some of that wheel spin. It is very cold in here. And we'll go down to around about, let's go around about 12 volt. We'll knock a volt off, 11.5, 12 volt. And that might let us have a little bit more control coming out of the controllers, a little bit more punch. It's gonna be slower on the straights, but it'll give us more control out of the corner because we're not wheel spinning as much, because we're not getting as much power to the ground. And as you can see, this motor is beautiful. At any volt, this motor is performing really well. Nice tight corner. Had to give it some berries, otherwise we would have bogged down. So there we go. That's Orange Lane on around about 11.5 volts. I love this thing. It's stunning. So let's jump over to the green lane, and we'll go back up to the 13 volts, and we'll see if it performs any different in the center lane with a different controller. So we've jumped onto green lane, we're back up to 13 and a bit volts. We've got the MT2 controller by True Speed. So this is a different kind of controller to the SCP2. So the way the power puts down, the adjustments are a little bit different. You've got similar adjustments, but every controller does act differently. So I've got the sensitivities set so we're getting a lot of punch early, and I've got the brake turned down a bit so we can actually control that slide. And famous last words I'll probably stack. So we can control that slide. Being a non-mag car, we can actually pick it up at the right spot and not try and kick it out or stick and flick. But again, very cold in the shed today, so I'm not expecting this to grip up at all. And stock tyres, and these tyres are treaded. They've got a treaded design, which isn't always the greatest. You want racing slicks. But as you can see, it's handling the track really well. Now, we are going the same way on all 3 lanes today, orange, green and yellow. In the future, there will be a reverse polarity switch so we can go up the hill and down the hill, and that'll give us some real good random racing, I guess you can say. It's not going to always be the same when it comes to what review I'm going to do, which way, which direction and which lane. So there we go, that's the green, 13 and a bit volts. We'll jump now over to the yellow lane. I'll continue using the MT2 by True Speed because that's the next color up. It's easy for me to plug and play. So we jumped over to the yellow lane. We've got the MT2 still by True Speed. Now, the yellow lane is going to have some real nice wide arches and of course some real close corners. I think this hairpin up the top left-hand corner is going to be the tricky one. Nice long arch here, carry it around, put the power up the hill. Again, remember we're carrying a non-mag car, so this thing does really want to put the rear end out. And as you can see, it's handling it quite well. I'm actually pretty impressed on how cold it is and how these tyres are handling it. But again, it is a stock car. So let's do a couple more laps. We'll bring it in and then we'll finish up with my thoughts. And I can tell you now, I'm absolutely in love with this Ferrari. And I think that's a wrap.